DART, Delaware's transit service, moving forward.
New tonight, after a year in the works, Wilmington may drop parking fine rates, but there's a catch. Plus, a Delaware university lands a NASA grant to help find life resources on the moon. And Sussex County is providing a new resource for food service entrepreneurs to grow. We'll tell you the details. Those stories and much more straight ahead tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for being with us tonight. Making headlines today, a 32-year-old Dover man has been sentenced to life plus 70 years for a brutal assault and murder. Ronald Suber was convicted of the 2021 murder of Anna Hurst and the attempted murder of Brian May. The group ran a catalytic converter theft ring. Suber believed that Hurst provided police with information. Back on August 20th of 2021, Suber picked up Hurst and May and drove to a cornfield alongside Dyke Branch Road. After accusing Hurst of being a narc, he shot her in the head and the chest. May was shot in the foot as he ran from the scene. Suber returned to Hurst and beat her to death with a tire iron. Suber was found guilty of murder in the first degree, attempted murder first degree, as well as 2 counts possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, tampering with a witness, and conspiracy in the second degree. And in other news, the city of Wilmington is considering reducing parking fines to ease the financial burden on lower-income residents. Under a proposal by City Councilwoman Maria Cabrera, fines would start at $25 for a 2-week grace period before rising to the standard $40 rate for another 3 weeks. After 6 weeks, fines would increase by $20 increments. Cabrera says the grace period aims to be user-friendly for families that are struggling financially. The city estimates offering the discount could cost $150,000 per year. The measure follows Mayor Mike Przicki's call last year to lower fines from $40 down to $25 permanently, a move the city said would cost them over $500,000 annually. The City Council has been examining fines and fees in a series of meetings. Cabrera argues many who don't pay the tickets are poor, not scofflaws. The discount proposal goes before the full council on November 16th. Switching gears now, a Delaware State University professor will receive more than $1 million from the U.S. Department of Education to certify more special education teachers here in the state of Delaware. DSU Assistant Professor of Special Education, Dr. Rachel Jurgensen, said the program is intended for teachers already in the classroom and will include 5 courses that are focused on evidence-based practices for students with disabilities. The grant will pay for the classes, books, testing fees, and other associated costs for the teachers. Delaware is facing a shortage of special education teachers, according to DSU, with 165 vacancies as of the summer of this year. Also at Delaware State University, NASA has awarded a 3-year grant worth nearly $900,000 to contribute to engineering and optics expertise to the future Land Rover mission on the moon. Dr. Mohammed Khan, Director of Physics and Engineering Program, along with Dr. Yuri Markushin, Associate Professor, are the principal investigators. The researchers will design and develop infrared sensing and laser technology that will detect and compare water isotypes with the characteristics of lunar rocks and dust. DSU science students will be engaged in different parts of the project, including assisting with the design of it. The grant is part of a $14 million that NASA is investing in U.S. colleges and universities. Sticking with education news, for the first time in more than a decade, taxpayers in the Red Clay Consolidated School District will decide on a capital referendum. The State Department of Education has approved a certificate of necessity, allowing for $289 million in capital projects in 29 schools. Under the state funding formula, the state pays for somewhere between 40% and 70% of the projects, with local taxes making up the remainder. If passed, district residents would pay an average of $404 over the next 3 years. That would include $242 more in fiscal year 2025 and $81 more in fiscal year 2026. The vote is set for February 28th, 2024. The district will hold a number of community awareness events in the coming months to make sure that residents know how the money will be used. The request includes $61 million for capital improvements, $205 million for deferred maintenance, and $23 million for programmatic costs. And Brandywine School District taxpayers will also decide whether to raise local property taxes to fund schools. The Board of Education is set to vote next week on a plan to raise property taxes by a total of 45 cents per $100 of assessed value, either all in 1 year or spread out over 2 years. Brandywine's last operating referendum was held in 2016 when a 28-cent increase was approved. The new funding would allow the district to keep up with increased operating costs as the student population grows and deal with a worsening teacher shortage. The district also plans to increase safety and security by hiring more constables and technology upgrades like new Chromebooks for students. In a bid to enhance connectivity and recreational opportunities, the Delaware Department of Transportation has formally submitted a request for federal funding that could potentially more than double the length of the existing Wilmington Riverwalk. The proposed extension aims to create a new thoroughfare for cyclists, runners, and pedestrians, stretching beyond the train station and encircling the 7th Street Peninsula. The department is seeking a substantial sum of $12 million from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Recipients are expected to be announced in 2024. The funding would facilitate the design phase and environmental review necessary for the extension. The grant application also includes a forward-thinking initiative allocating $500,000 for an on-the-job training program aimed at women, people of color, and individuals with previous incarceration history during the project's implementation. And listen to this one. In an extraordinary gesture, officials from the London Parade Festival extended a personal invite to the Odessa High School Marching Band to participate in the prestigious London New Year's Day Parade 2025. Odessa High School, a relatively new institution that opened its doors just 3 years ago, caught the attention of Duncan Shadees, former Lord Mayor of the city of Westminster and great-grandson of Winston Churchill. Already taking proactive measures, the band, along with its parent booster club, has initiated fundraising efforts to defray the costs associated with this international trip. That's exciting. And Delaware State University held its first Black Farmers Conference today at its Dover campus. The College of Agriculture, Science, and Technology partnered with the First State African American Farmers Association to offer 2 days of demonstrations, panel discussions, and workshops. The idea grew from discussions on how to best address the needs of today's African American farmer. That's according to Cherise Winstead, who's Dean of the College of Agriculture.
Important for us to be in partnership with the First State African American Farmers Association, just to show how intentional we are about that relationship. Their problems are our problems, and we have a cooperative extension role, which means that we service our local farmers. So if there is a pain point that they're experiencing, it is our responsibility to fill that gap. And so this conference is really the fruit of all of those discussions over the last year and a half, and we hope the discussion will continue even after today.
The conference continues through Thursday. And moving to Sussex County, the Sussex County Economic Development officially opened its kitchen incubator in support of culinary entrepreneurship. In place of a ribbon-cutting ceremony, officials broke bread on the new facility at Delaware Technical Community College in Georgetown this week. The kitchen incubator provides a shared kitchen space combined with business assistance to help aspiring and existing entrepreneurs build food companies, create jobs, improve healthy food access, and strengthen the regional food economy. The building provides around 1,800 square feet of space, equipped with all a food entrepreneur needs, including storage, all necessary equipment, and tools for food prep, cooking, baking, and presentation. The goal is to remove high-cost barriers to culinary startups. For more information on the Kitchen Incubator of Sussex County, you can visit their website, seen there on your screen. And staying in Sussex, the Southern Delaware Tourism Office has launched a new website to showcase restaurants, breweries, and farmers markets in Sussex County. The website, called Culinary Coast, seeks to capitalize on Southern Delaware's growing culinary attractions. The growing population has helped fuel an increase in restaurants, while wineries and distilleries expand and farmers markets feature the region's agricultural products. CulinaryCoastDE.com seeks to encourage visits to the area and assist in travel planning. The website will also include information on agritourism, as well as a blog with guest posts from Culinary Coast chefs and entrepreneurs. And finally tonight, you can join our friends at DART in celebrating 26 years of partnership with also our friends at the Delaware Food Bank for the annual Stuff the Bus Thanksgiving Food Drive. You can bring non-perishable items to help DART achieve its goal of collecting 20 tons of food for Delawareans in need of food assistance. More than 100,000 Delawareans, including 30,000 children, are food insecure. That's according to the Food Bank of Delaware. DART will be out at locations throughout the state all this week. Today, they were collecting food in First State Plaza at 1600 West Newport Pike. On Thursday, the bus will be stationed in Rodney Square, right near our studios. That's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And we're celebrating our 26th annual Stuff the Bus Thanksgiving Food Drive. We are here at the Stanton ShopRite. We'll be here until 4 o'clock today. And we're collecting as many non-perishable food items as possible, which will be donated to the Delaware Food Bank. Please come out. It's a beautiful day. We're also going to be at Rodney Square tomorrow from 9 to 4, and also at the ShopRite on Route 202 on Friday, also from 9 to 4. We also have an event on Saturday morning at the Four Seasons ShopRite on Route 896. And we will hope to get at least 20 tons of food. So please come support us and hope to see you there. Happy holidays.
For a list of needed items and more details, visit dartfirststate.com. And that's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us across your favorite social media platforms. And for a look at what's happening around the state of Delaware, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. DETV continues tomorrow night at 7:30 with Lauren Wilson. We hope to see you then. Take care.